Hey guys, it's Derek here. We have another viewer collection showcase for everyone to enjoy, and I think today's going to be actually a pretty good one because we have a lot of cool stuff, a lot of variety, and a lot of organization. Some of these may or may not make my collection look a little bit insignificant, so yeah, let's get into this. Starting us off, we have Rubberhazard. Now, they actually posted this initially like last year, if I remember correctly, but we just got around to it now. So a lot of the pictures have been updated. You can kind of see the progress and how things have changed around a little bit since 2024 when they posted this originally. But a little bit of backstory, they started collecting Pokemon cards in 2019, kind of at the peak of COVID. Then in 2022, I believe, they got into Gundam, and 2024, they got more into One Piece, and of course, just other anime figures and resins and whatnot. Let's take a look at the very first image. Looks like we have the desk set up, looking very, very clean. Dual monitors. I believe they are the same make and model. I can't tell because there's a Pokemon card in front of that one, but we have dual light bars on top as well, which looks pretty neat. Dual Elovens on the bottom, felt mouse pad. It's very, very clean. Honestly, there's not too much more you can really do here. It looks pretty good. We also got a massive statue of Aki on the side, which looks very, very nice. I believe if we go over here, we got some, oh yeah, zoom in. If you look up top, it looks like we have a bit of empty space off to the left, and I believe you're going to be putting up more wanted posters, so I kind of understand the vision. Only thing I'd recommend here is to put a few frames around these to kind of make it look more coherent and whatnot, but it's pretty good overall. Like this little wall tapestry scroll thing as well. Luffy and Chopper, very cool. Looks pretty limited as well, very nice. Moving into the zoom in, we have Berserk on the computer. Also have, I believe that is a Charizard. This is I believe it's a 1999, like the original English Charizard. Now, this isn't graded in a PSA 10. It looks like it's an auto 10 because Arita, the actual artist for the Charizard, signed it as well. So this is actually a really cool piece. The value of this is quite high, depending on the card condition. Yeah, I guess if you didn't go and grade it in that aspect, it probably isn't in the best condition, but still, grail piece for pretty much any Pokemon collector. So that's actually really cool. Over here, we also got a few Luffys, got some WCF, got one upside down over here. Got a light kind of shining out of his butt. Yeah, it looks like you just got a lot of little pieces. This actually is really cool. The VMAX Pikachu. It's actually on my list. I kind of want this one as well, but I'm digging this. I'm digging this so far. Got some Chainsaw Man off to the side, and it also looks like we have more One Piece cards. That's gonna be a theme for this setup because there's a lot. Wow, where do I begin? So this looks like the opposite side, I think. And we have a giant cabinet, glass cabinet full of goodies. Got Zoro's, or not, is that Zoro's sword? Is that Law Sword? Wait, that's Law's sword, my bad. I believe that's a Law sword at the very top. Luffy's hat onto the side, and look at that. This is intense. Like, where do you even begin? I know you mentioned you made Gundams, but we got some Perforgrades up top. A few of them, actually. Unicorn, Red Frame. I believe this is the GP.8 FB. So there's a lot. There's a lot up there. Very cool looking Luffy at the very top there as well. Good mix of different things in here. It's pretty intense. Down below, we got basically a Luffy shrine. A whole bunch of different pieces. Like Gear 3rd, got Luffy up here. I believe some of these are actually resins as well, but a good mix. And you also have a few cards inside here too. Speaking of cards, we also have a few more cards down here. Yeah, you got some crazy stuff. I believe this is like the Kanazawa Pikachu. Can't tell if it's in a 10 or not. Got some other PSA pieces. Got the Lugia. Got the other Charizard. I believe that is the anniversary art. But yeah, that's really, really cool. Loving that you got the Freedom in here. Strike Freedom. More Chonky Chews and everything. I'm digging it. There's definitely a vision with how you've set this all up. On one of the low shelves, looks like we have a lot more Gundam or Gunpla. You kind of went a little bit crazy there. A little bit curious about how you feel about these spotlights. I know you have them on now. Hopefully you don't have them on all the time, because I know it may not be the best thing to keep your cards exposed to light, just because even though it's in a PSA case, they're apparently not very good against defending against UV light. These are LEDs, so it shouldn't affect it too much, but seeing as these have like crazy value in good conditions, I'd be a little bit more worried about that. I also noticed there's an ETB in the back. Okay. Is that a Van Gogh? What the heck is that? Is that a Van Gogh inspired? Ooh, Luffy cat thing. Oh, okay. Got some interesting pieces. And down below, way more Pokemon, like infinitely more Pokemon. We got some of the anniversary set, I believe, some other old stuff. Got a Heatwave Arena box. By the way, I recently opened one. Got some pretty good hits. Things are a little off-centered though. A lot of ETBs in the back. Got Prismatic, got 151, giant Pokeball, some clear file type things. I believe these like 3D printed pieces, but that's really cool. I'm digging how you have this all set up. Also got the Minecraft chicken or whatever on the sides. It's actually kind of cool. Got a little zoom in of all the different levels of the display case. Of course, you guys can go and look at these in the Discord, take your time, enjoy them a little bit more, but we're gonna try to go through these at a decent pace because there's a few that we have to go through today. But looking very, very cool. Yeah. Okay, let me just enhance. Oh, that is a 10. Sorry, that's Shibuya Pikachu. Kanazawa is the other one. I believe that's the kimono looking one. Okay, very nice. PSA 9 Lugia Holo. Oh, I have this. It's at grading for me, so that's coming back. You also have this card right here. I believe that's like I forget what it's called. It's the one that where you shift, it turns into all the different forms. That's actually another like grail looking piece. Very cool. Falso Mew, right? Or is that Black Star promo? I can't tell from this angle. And Unigaba Pikachu. Some other stuff too. This is actually a crazy collection. There's a lot of value here. And I believe that is about it. It's a very compact setup. A lot of it is very condensed, but very well curated. You can also see the older version of the setup, a little bit more cluttered, a lot more going on towards the desk. I believe they've sold some things or moved a few things around, but you have the right idea. You definitely know what you're doing. There we go. Yeah. This is nice. This is nice. So yeah, thanks again, Rubberhazard, for sharing your collection with everyone. Moving over to our second collection, we have Clxwn. At least that's how I think you're supposed to pronounce. I can't read that. So they say they've been collecting for about 2 years. Started off with some Funko Pops and then moved on to figures afterwards. The collection is still under construction, and there's a few other things that are coming in that might change up the setup a little bit. So, another cool looking setup. Got some Detolfs. At least that's what they look like at first. But then I looked closer. They're actually not Detolfs. I don't know what these are, but they look very similar to Detolfs, minus the bars that go down the side. So there are a few things that can be changed up or whatnot. I don't know how much weight they can hold either, but you have a whole bunch of stuff at the very top, which does look pretty good. Got some resin pieces, I believe, like the little chunky Luffy over there, Otto. Got some cool posters of cars and whatnot. I believe they're also mixed in a little bit with anime, and overall it's a pretty good looking setup here. Got a little bit of light bar action going on. You can really see how everything goes. My only gripe or complaint when it comes to having clear shelves is you definitely see the double-sided tape whenever you're putting lighting on, so that's something that you just can't get around. Hey, at least you took the effort to do that. Over on the left side, looks like we have some lovely bunny girls from Freeing, quarter scales of course. I like what you've done here with the little bit of faux fur you put underneath some of the kneeling ones. Very important to protect the girls there, especially if they have fishnets. Over on the side we have a Nami shrine, looking very cool. The figure in the very front is actually not a figure. It is it's a resin piece. I like how these are done in a certain scale to kind of fit seamlessly inside of a collection, because Mega House isn't going to take the swing on something this crazy and radical. If I remember correctly, this is a part of a cover story, so this is a part of what they would call the Mugiwara 56, a play on the Germa 66, but you have all of the Straw Hat crew dressed up. I believe it's minus Jimbei though, but this is a very, very cool look. There's a whole set. Not gonna lie, I considered buying the whole thing, but that's a story for another day. Got a waifu shelf right below that. Looks like an Asuna, some Marians and whatnot, so that looks pretty good. Side shot. More boys and stuff on the other side. Oh, here we go. A little bit of a zoom in. There's a card in the back. Very cool. Got a few bikini versions of Nami. The special Nami crossover, I guess, with Luffy. That's a very cool piece. And again, I don't remember what studio makes this one, but it's a very cool looking piece. I would love the whole set. Some of those are actually way more expensive now that they're out of print. Over on the side, it looks like we have a little bit of a Luffy shrine. Most of these, I believe, are resin pieces, but they all look pretty good. Got another card at the very front here. I believe that is, what is that in Japanese? Yes, it is. Very, very cool. Don't know if you're going to get into grading at any point, but some of those cards are actually not too expensive, especially in Japanese. You can still get 10s for like $100 Canadian. Don't know what currency you'd be rocking with, but it could work out. I guess they're just arranged all over the place. Got the bunny girls. Got the shelf here with the other ones. I believe this one's kind of like a miscellaneous shelf. Like, there's a theme, but we're kind of still working on it. Kind of dig it though. Loving some of these pieces. Wish this Yorichi was a little bit bigger. Feels like she's really small compared to all the other figures. Now it looks like down here we have some of the quintuplets. You have some pop-up parades in the back and the Kotobukiya ones in the front. And you kind of doubled up on Miku. Best girl. All right, we got a few more pictures at the very bottom. More bunnies. Oh, missed this shelf originally, but we have the Sanji shelf. Got a resin piece on a little acrylic stand. I guess the flames kind of hold them in place. That's good. Also got another Sanji card and also Osoba mask. Very nice. Oh, okay, I see what you've done now. Ah, I see the vision now. We have the Monster Trio display, essentially. So yes, another card over here. Got the maximum version of Zoro, and also I believe this one here is kind of inspired from the sitting on chair official one, but it's the Onigashima version. He has the Enma sucking out his haki, so that's a pretty cool looking take. I like that. At the very top, like we said before, we have the Fat Luffy resin. I believe it was officially licensed. I gotta look that up again, but looking pretty good. Luffy hat. Not sure if you mean to do this, but it looks like we have this little display case thing. I've seen a lot of people actually have that like on their side bags or whatnot, like the boys. They'll put like a Gundam in there, so that's pretty cool. Don't know if that's actually what you have it for, but maybe. I actually really like this acrylic stand thing you have here of the auto CD for Film Red. And you also got the card next to her of Uta, so that's very nice. Got some plushies, and also, yeah, if we zoom in a little bit, I believe that's Aki, Toji, and Denji. Very, very cool. I only know one of these cards is a GTR, pretty sure, R34. Cannot ID the other two, but I probably should, because I'm supposed to be a card guy. Oh god. Take my card away. Over at the doorway section, looks like we have these shelves that you put in. Got a few different One Piece pieces as well. Got some manga. Got some lovely art. I believe this is fan art, but looking really cool. Liking the ships. These are model kit ships as well, I believe. And it continues. So I believe this goes all the way across. You couldn't do it in one piece, but I guess this works. You have your Nendos here as well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit afraid for you because Nendos tend to move. Well, at least the stands aren't like the best. I'd be a little bit careful whenever I'm closing doors and whatnot. But hey, they're out of the way and they're up really close to the ceiling. I mean, hey, it works. It works. There are other options though. Here's a bit of a zoom out of the other side. Completely loaded full of stuff. Looks like you are a little bit of a sneakerhead. You know, we all kind of went through that phase at some point. Got some Jordan 1s. Very cool. Got the matching chopper. Apparently it's a set, by the way. We got some Billy bookcases and a whole bunch of stuff at the very top. Now, I don't know if these are bolted in, but I would highly recommend you secure these to the wall. They have a tendency to fall over. A little bit of advice there. And if there's one thing I would recommend you do, it'd be try to get those, like the thing I did with mine, and just combine them together. You have to drill through both of your billies on both sides and then squeeze them in a little bit. Because right now, as you can see, there's a massive gap in between each one of them, and it would just make the setup look a little cleaner if you did that. My only advice there. But we have a ton, like an absolute metric ton of manga. It's basically filled top to bottom. I like how it goes across like that. Got some Funko Pops, got One Piece up here. There are some of them that are actually encased in like a display protector thingy, like a sleeve. Not all of them are though, so it looks like we are reading some as well. And down below we also have some signed Funko Pops of, I'm assuming, the voice actors. That is actually really, really cool. A lot of cool pieces. At the very top we have a resin balloon man and a few prize figures. Grandesta on the right side and a little bit more on this over here. Well, that's a really cool looking law with the polar tang. I like that one. I believe my girlfriend wants that one, so eventually we're gonna have to hunt that one down. A little close-up of all of the beautiful shelves. I like what you've done here. You kind of used the manga itself as a little riser to have a few more collectibles out there. very cool. Risers for your Funko Pops, very nice. It's a little bit of a shame that Kaido's a little bit covered up, but hey, we gotta protect that Yamato box. I know not to open these now because apparently some of them are stupid expensive for some reason. I didn't know Funko Pop didn't do second runs of anything, like a re-release of the exact same one. Yeah, I've heard enough from my girlfriend. She's giving me an earful for opening up a few of hers. Very, very cool. Got some Shonen Jump stuff here as well, some special copies, a little bit of a chopper display, but we're missing a few choppers, so I'm assuming this is gonna get filled out a little bit further. Oh, I like what you've done with certain manga covers. You chose some pretty good ones. And we also got some Gaburin Sraya. Everything's super themed. It's very, very organized. I feel like it's one of those times where it's like organized chaos in its best form. Like, I'm not super overwhelmed and it just kind of works. I'm also really impressed by how you've displayed some of the manga pieces in general. There are some of these like 3D printed ones or some clear acrylic ones that actually hold the manga at the very front, and yeah, that's just a really unique way to actually show off certain artworks that you want to. Notice that you've done that a few times with some of these. Burn the Witch, Black Clover, Eden Zero. You're definitely steeped in this. You're about that life. I'm a little bit curious over here, and I see these baseball bat holder things for some of your Funko Pops. Very cool. I'm a little bit surprised you didn't get more of these for your Nendoroids, because I feel like this would be a little bit more secure for your Nendos if you put them in these as well. Maybe you can do that and just have that whole side done up like that. I think that'd be really cool. I'm liking this. I'm liking how this display looked. Okay, and over on the computer side, looks like we have a very simple desk, a monitor, and a TV setup, so that's really cool. Similar to what I had before. Looks like we're rocking a laptop and a Xbox. Very cool mouse mat. A lot of anime inspired clothing, I believe. And I think that straw hat is actually I think it's a bag. Is that? It might be a bag. Actually, that's really, really cool. You're a huge One Piece fan, as I can see here with all these top loaders. Looks like you've been ripping a ton of different cards. Hopefully you get some good hits. And funny enough, these stickers, I've actually seen a lot of people at local card shows to me. A lot of them actually graded them with PSA, and they've come back a 10. Like, I know PSA kind of grades everything nowadays, but that's insane. I don't know what I would do with a PSA 10 Luffy sticker, but it's a thing. Like, if you really want to preserve it, that is a way to do it, I guess. And I think that is it. Thank you, Clxwn, for participating in the showcase as well. Very, very impressive. Changing pace and theme a little bit, we're going to go over to a more pink collection for Rowies. Rowie. Now, they've started collecting more or less during the COVID times, they've said, but they've been an anime fan for about 17 years plus. A very, very long time. They also like collecting things like K-pop, vinyls, books, Lolita fashion, pins, and just about everything else as well. So there's a lot of different stuff. Now, this used to be their bedroom, but now it's being converted into their home office. Not gonna lie, it's one of the cleaner setups I've seen. Look at that. So this is right when you open the door. Boom, collection. Now it looks like we have a Clxwn unit, a 2x4, so there's two of them down here, spanning across the bottom. And you also have the Boaxel shelving unit set, which I also have. So this is actually really cool. If you see this in my setup, yeah, I might have taken a little bit of inspiration for this. But this looks really, really clean. Got a whole bunch of, I believe these are the BTS plushies over the side, the cushions. Very good use of the storage at the bottom. And my, oh my, look at all this. Figures lining 3 shelves, K-pop stuff over here, a lot of light sticks as well. This is actually really, really cool. I believe this is a Malm dresser that you've kind of repurposed as a little bit of a stand as well. So that's actually kind of cool. And you have double curtains, so that's good. We're blocking out sun. We're not directly showing the UV light all the time, because that'd be bad. That would hurt the figures and collectibles. Another shot of everything here. Man, the organization on this is crazy. Like, I think that's the cool part about seeing other people's collections. Everyone has their own flair or way to do things and organize things, and there's no like right or wrong way, but you can definitely take inspo from just about anyone. A little bit of a close-up of some of the shelves. Got some Nendoroids here. Ooh, cute little, what the guy's name? Graveyard or something? One of the newer dog Pokemons, the ghost one. Got a Shaltier over here. Considered picking this one up as well, but I believe the price was a little bit higher. I think it's gone down a little bit since then though. Ooh. I believe they also mentioned they are interested in collecting medical related figures as well. So this is kind of the shelf that kind of relates to that. Got a few medical pieces here. Very good looking. I like how it's all set up. And yeah, more figures on this side, which all look really, really nice. I've also noticed with a shelving unit system here, you've gone with the particle board or the wooden board option instead of the metal, which I think actually blends in or kind of fits this a lot better. Glad you did that. That's actually really cool. I see what you've done here. So this shelf is super close to the Clxwn unit, kind of making like a double lip situation, which is still pretty nice. More beautiful figures. Look at that. A lot of dresses. I think that's the theme here. Lolita style, dresses, medical. I'm sensing a theme. I believe this is the Burger Fairy from We Art Doing Now or something. Also pretty cool. Consider picking one of these up myself as well. They're a little bit hard to find nowadays. More ballet pieces. Okay. So I also saw ballet shoes down here. I'm assuming we've done ballet or we currently do ballet. So that's why we have so much representation there. But this does look pretty cool. Got like a Ray in a ballet outfit. Some other ones I honestly don't know where they're from, but hey, they look pretty cool. Ooh, this Miku ballet one, very nice. Kind of wish this one had a little bit more shading, but yeah, we're not here to critique the figures. Another little close-up of some of the other shelves here as well. Very organized. I feel like there's still a lot more room to grow, especially with the shelving unit that you went with. They're fairly deep, so you can kind of move around, play around with it. I think that's the best part about it, is it's super, super customizable. I think you would have to kind of move all the shelves though, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Got some art pieces at the very top. On the other side, we also have another glass unit. I believe this is also from IKEA, but I don't remember what this one's called nowadays. Got some beautiful boys, some manhwa boys at the very top, and over here as well, kimonos at the very bottom. There's a ram, but I don't see a rem. Maybe that has to do with the pink theme. I don't know. No hate there. No hate there. Down here, looks like we have a fairy tale inspired set. Got the Sleeping Beauty, a Snow White that I have no clue where that's from, but looks pretty good. Another close-up of everyone. Damn, they look good. Like, I don't follow this series, but I've seen a lot of figures from this. They all look very, very solid. Oh yeah. Only recommendation here would be to have like another acrylic riser stand or something. I believe just like her, raise everyone up a little bit. The computer setup. Now, they did mention that we shouldn't judge them too hard on the cable management, but I do like seeing that everything's themed. Everything is pink. Even the screen bar up at the very top, the light bar, is also pink. Pink keyboard, pink mic. Everything's pink. You got some pieces of art at the very top. I think it'd be, personally, I would try to move them a little bit so that the monitor is kind of in line with one of those. Just like OCD that I have would kind of make me go crazy, but dual monitor setup with the computer off to the side, pretty solid. See another Logitech Ergo mouse, but it's also in pink. Yeah, definitely there's a theme. Definitely there's a theme. On the other side, they also have a lot of PAX wardrobes. Now, a lot of people actually use the wardrobes on the side for displays as well, but tons of storage. Loving how this looks. Very, very organized. Got some pins on this side over here. Yeah. Look at all those enamel pins. I'm kind of impressed by how many you have here already. I feel like you're just going to continue collecting more. And eventually, I feel like these pieces would be kind of nice just hung up a little bit. Just have a pegboard, or not a pegboard, a cork board wall almost full of enamel pins. That'd be a cool display too. More pins, acrylic stands. Wow. Wow. The organization. So you did mention that the inside was actually really nicely organized. We got a whole bunch of plushies here. Got some Seven Dwarves, Winnie the Pooh. Looks like these are posters, probably, maybe. Organized, it's packed fully. Got some art or some idol cards. Very nice. Liking what you did with the little Nendo display piece. A lot of people do go and do like an organization thing like that, where they separate all the accessories, extra hands, parts, and put them in one of those organizers. Glad to see that. You definitely organized very well. I'm very impressed. I mean, at this point, it kind of serves as a secondary display. You've also mentioned that some of the collection has spilled out into the living room. Pretty cool. Looks like we got some, I'm assuming these are Billy bookcases. They all look very well done. Got the extra head unit piece up top filled absolutely filled with books. I mean, this is goals right here. Just having a full wall full of Billies and then throwing all your stuff at it. Everything's at the exact same level. It's just appealing. It's very, very nice to the eyes. Like, you can see some figures up top. I believe there's manga somewhere in here. There's a lot of books and some other K-pop related things here too. I'm very impressed with this. This looks really nice. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Those are cute. Those are cute. They kind of work. Never really thought about it though, but the darker wood tones instead of like the white or like the lighter wood, this actually kind of works. It gets off a different vibe. It makes it feel more adult. I don't know. But yeah, we do have some manga over here. Sailor Moon. Oh my goodness. Look at the organization. This is the TV side. Yikes. Look at that. Super organized. Is there more? I think there's more. Some vinyls are also stored in here. And yeah, I don't know what this is. It's looking at me funny, but I believe this is at the very front of the entrance of her room. Very, very cool. This is honestly an amazing looking collection. I know it spans more than one room, but I think eventually most of us are gonna have more stuff in just one room. So thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a few ideas from you. Moving over to another incredibly organized and curated collection, we have SherrysTokens. Now, they've actually started collecting primarily because of their kids. They have 2 children, one that is 18 and one that is 20. And because of that, they've actually gone really, really into collecting figures and whatnot. So let's just take a look. There's a lot of different stuff here. There's a lot. But look at that. Boom. They've decided to put pretty much everything into one collection room, and it's definitely paying off. Loving the Billy bookcases. They're everywhere. Got a few different ones kind of sprinkled throughout. Kind of wondering here if you maybe could have just put another one here or 2. That might have worked a little better, but a lot of manga, a lot of fairy tale. This is impressive. This is kind of like a library. Now I've noticed here that your Billies aren't connected. I would recommend trying to do that if you want to make sure they don't come apart and have a gap in between, but it's a minor thing. Still very nice. Got some acrylic stands. Yeah, I got some acrylic cutouts over here looking nice. A lot of manga. Like I think I mentioned them a few times. There's a lot of manga looking really cool. Oh, I see the vision now. Okay, so they've done the smart thing. They've completely used like blackout curtains so that there's no UV sun damage. Very smart. And we also have a Clxwn unit, I believe, on one of the riser thingies. And on top of that, we have some fairy tale and also Black Clover. Yeah, these are actually really, really nice looking pieces. All official licensed, I believe. I think these 2 on the side are from Prime 1 or Prisma Wing, one of the 2. And this one looks like a Sume piece with a Juvia or Juvia in the middle here in a bunny form. Very nice. Thank you for blocking out that guy. But very good use of space. But I like how symmetrical it all looks. I'm understanding it now. I get it now. Looking very nice. Over here on the other side though, we have 4 Detolfs lined completely, but I like how you didn't overcrowd them, because I feel like that does take away from the display every now and then. Now, one thing I would recommend you do if you want to fill out the space a little bit, I know a lot of people do another Calyx at the very bottom as like a riser, and you can raise the displays up a little bit. I think that would look really nice as well. Very, very top, we have Naruto, got some Kaiju, Dr. Stone, very nice. Of course, we have these 2, Orihime and Urukyura. Now, this is a huge piece. I know for sure this would not have fit inside, so I understand how you did that or why you did that. But look at that. Got a whole bunch of other ones in here. Do we have zoom-ins? No, oh, that's a crutch. That's a crotch piece. I believe this is near the door entrance way. Got a little cork board full of stuff. Keychains are now in. Pins are out, apparently. The fads and everything kind of just go really, really quickly. Yeah. Got a No Game, No Life little shelf down here. I like what you've done with the little props down at the bottom. Fake grass also is a very nice touch. Digging this one. Over here, looks like we have like we got N and Hisui and Zoroark and whatnot, so this is actually really cool. Kind of wish that these ones are a little bit better painted, but you know, it is what it is. Pokemon kind of just barely paints their stuff nowadays. The Trafalgar Law sitting on chair. I believe you said this was like one of your grail pieces, so congratulations on getting this guy. And we got some Bungo Stray Dogs down here too. Very nice. Now this one, I was actually planning to get this piece as well from the Ascendance of a Bookworm. Didn't really finish the series. So it kind of gone a little bit long for me. I'm pretty sure like the light novel and everything was actually really, really solid, but the anime just felt like it was dragging on. And I couldn't finish it. But this is actually a really nice looking figure. More close-ups of the fairy tale boys and girls. Ooh. On the other side here near the other corner, more of those cork boards. And also some of those baseball bat displays. I'm liking how everyone in this episode has actually been doing that. Very smart way to display your stuff. I think more of us need to do that. Too bad they don't come in white. I think if this came in white, this would sell way better, but black kind of makes it look a little bit dark. A lot more Bungo Stray Dog stuff over here. And the manga box sets. They're all chilling here, like the boxes themselves. I'm pretty sure you put the rest of them up already. So very, very cool. And a little bit of an update. A few more of the figures came in. Some things got rearranged a little bit, and some doors also got put in. So let's see what else changed. Oh, so it looks like doors on the small one over here. Okay, glass door, roof protected things. Digging that now. Okay, some of the figures have also been put inside. I see the vision. Door on the other side as well. Very, very smart. Faux fur for her. Very good, very good. You've also put pants on gray now. Thank you. But this is actually really cool. I like how you've done things. It's very, very symmetrical, and it looks like the top, a lot of the figures on the top have been put into those places too. Yes, I see what you mean. More figures have come in and we got to rearrange and move things around. I mean, that's just the nature of things, so it's fine. And over here we have another Billy. Don't know if we looked at this Billy before, but yeah, I do see some of the Naruto stuff in here, more of the books, and having the doors is really good just to fight against dust. This is probably one of the more organized collections I've seen, and thanks again for sharing. Moving on to our last submission for today, and it is a big one. It is also from a fellow YouTuber, fairybro. Now, they have so much stuff. I don't even know where to begin. I will link their video to their whole collection. I believe they just recently did another one, like an updated one, like a month or two ago. But we're going to go through it briefly, and we will figure it out. Because there's a lot of stuff. I believe all of this is custom, by the way. Boom. Okay. Custom doors. I believe it's glass. Some of them lead into different rooms and like the kitchen and whatnot, but they've fully made use of the space. If I remember correctly, they said they were a designer and architect, if I remember correctly. Very cool, custom. There's LED lights. Everything looks very well displayed. There's a lot of figures, by the way, so some of these might feel a little bit overloaded. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. They have so much stuff that I don't think I can actually properly showcase everything. There's just so much. I believe they also mentioned that this entire collection was upwards of $70,000. Now, they are from Singapore, so I don't know if these are Singaporean dollars, US dollars, but still, 70,000 is insane. Also considering they don't have like massive resin pieces or anything, like very good use. So it looks like these are very deep, like super, super, super deep blocks and things that they've used. I like how the hydraulic piston things go up, so all of the doors can open. That is something you've noticed with a lot of, I think, Asian collectors in general. Some of the custom cabinetry is a little bit more affordable, so that's the kind of route that they go. But these are super, super deep. Looks like you have some boxes housed in the back, and we have some massive, massive Rengokus. Also got a little bit of a shrine on this side over here. Holy, that is a lot of Demon Slayer. Got some Tengen as well, my beautiful boy. But wow, like I don't even know where to begin with half of this. So we're gonna kind of briefly go over this side. Can't see half of them because I don't think we can show them on YouTube. But we also got the One Piece side. Look at all that. Got some Maximums, got Big Mom, got Ace in the back, got Uta. All of these guys with swords and stuff. Don't think this Law is a portrait part, but hey, kind of works, kind of fits in. Also got some more Law love at the very bottom. Look at all these Laws. That is so many. I think they also bought 2 of the same Law. Is that correct? Can I zoom in? Enhance. Oh my god, I can. Yeah, they bought 2 of the same Law to display him slightly different. That is commitment. Even I can't do that. You also got the Sume Law. That is an amazing piece. Oh my goodness. That is like a grail piece. It is so nice. More Laws over here. Got some resin versions of him in various forms. Got some other resin pieces. I'm surprised you don't have like the cubed heart thing that he usually has, because I've seen a few of those pop up. Different versions of Law, like a lot of Law. More One Piece, 3 captains. Got some runs down here. Absolutely insane. Jolter. Yeah, looks like there's a Pokemon shelf as well. Let's go to the Pokemon shelf. Oh, maybe not yet. Yeah, we got a fully dedicated shelf to the Vice Captain. I feel like this is gonna get filled up more once there's more figures that come out, but for now, this is what we're rocking with. But that's pretty insane. Yeah, got an entire dedicated shelf to No Game No Life. Okay. There's a lot going on there. Oh my goodness. Oh, where do we even begin? There's so much stuff. Got the entire set of Spy Family over here. Got Kumo in the back. Okay. I'm being overwhelmed here. There's so much stuff. Where do we begin? Oh my goodness. Oh, got the Rem. Got the Neon City Rem with all the Radio Eva guys. Okay. And Ram. All right. Got Planes. Race Queens. Yes. We love Race Queens. I fully support the Race Queen representation. I believe there's also a modern Race Queen. I think you might want to pick that one up too. Might be a good pickup. Got some Gojo and some beautiful boys. Thank you for censoring some of these. And yeah, there's definitely themes throughout everything. This is insane. There's just so much stuff. Holy, I can't even ID half of these. We'd be here for a long time if I talked about every single one. I like what you've done, and you've made full use, like absolutely full use of all of the space. Like the boxes in the back and everything, you kind of see them in the bottom. You have tapestries and wall scrolls and whatnot to kind of hide everything. I see what you've done there. Oh, there's the Pokemon shelf. Yeah, the Pokemon shelf I kind of want to talk about because I'm really into Pokemon right now. But holy, I think you have almost every single Kotobukiya one. I think you're missing like Skyla and the electric gym leader. Like you're missing a few, but you have the majority of all of the Kotobukiya releases. Just some of the Pokemon Center ones. Also some Funko Pops. We love Funko Pops. All still in the box themselves, so that's also good. Got the Medi, got the Sunny, got all of these ones. Got some exclusive ones too, I believe. This is crazy. Now, here's some other parts. I believe this is like the office space now. Again, more custom pieces, kind of like a magazine holder thing. Very cool. Separated shelves. I believe this is in the bedroom. Because I went through the video and I saw a few different things that kind of stood out. But I'll let you guys also watch that and experience it fully because it's just so much to take in. I'll let her explain it. She can do a much better job than I can. And also more shelves over here for Nendoroids. Wow. Hey, Chopper. Oh my goodness. Is there more? I'm just gonna keep on going. I believe some of these shelves have been moved around a little bit and some resin pieces have been added. I think that's Marnie. Yeah, it looks like a Marnie resin and whatnot. There's a lot of new stuff. Some things have moved around for sure. Some other images. Yeah. I'm gonna leave the link to fairybro's collection in the description. You guys can go look at that there. But there's just a lot. Oh, that is really cool. She actually also has the Nendos right above like the kitchen sink prep area. I mean, that's actually kind of neat. I'll let her explain everything a little bit better to you. And thanks again, fairybro, for sharing your amazing collection with all of us. Yeah, we went through a lot. That was a lot of stuff. We started off with a few things and we ended with a lot of things. Got some organization matched in there, custom pieces, good lighting, collectible cards, and everything else you can think of. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if any of you guys want to participate as well, head over to our Discord and make sure you read through the rules and then post your stuff in the showcase. We'll get to it eventually. And yeah, thank you to all who actually shared your stuff. My name is Derek, and I will see you next time. Peace. And wanted to give an extra special shout out to all of our channel members. Thank you guys so much for making these videos happen. Extra special shout out to HyperJJ for being our Power King. And if anyone else wants to join up on this as well, get videos like this earlier, get custom emojis and loyalty badges, I'll leave that link in the description. I'll leave it linked in the description and you can go and check it out that way. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.